Ciao, cacao. In 2023, I finished 7 marathons as a fat runner with minimum prior experience in running. The first 3 marathons I ran in 16 days and I ran in Norway, Czech Republic and Denmark. My height is 182 centimeters and my weight fluctuated between 94 and 96 kilos. Currently, I'm on my fast and efficient way to lose a lot of weight in a short span of time, so stay tuned if you want to see my transformation. In any case, I'm overweight but managed to finish 7 marathons in just 1 year. I wish I knew everything that I know now, but 1 year ago. I'm sharing with you 7 things that I learned while running 7 marathons as a fat runner. For those who don't want to watch the whole video, I'm leaving the list in the description of the video. But if you do want to hear the elaborated version of the tips and one bonus, keep watching. Let's dive in what I learned. Lesson number 1. The 21-90 rule actually works. This rule states that it takes 21 days to make a habit and 90 days to make a permanent lifestyle change. For most people, it's difficult to get into the habit of running. Try the 21-90 rule. Find an online program for beginner runners and push it for 21 days. Then continue to 90. For some reason, it will work. This rule works for many things. For instance, if you want to stop smoking, quit smoking for 21 days and it's easier not to start doing it again. Same with the sugar. Avoid it for 21 days and you won't feel the need to eat junk food. Keep it to 90 days and you're golden. I personally love sweets, especially ice cream. And whenever I was buying something on sale or in bulk, thinking it would last, I would eat everything within the next 2 days. Here comes the second lesson that I learned. You won't lose weight running. You need to run in a specific way. Last year, when I decided to run 7 marathons, my main goal was to finish them all and to set my personal best in my first ever major marathon in Berlin. By the way, if you don't know yet, there are 6 major marathons every year. They take place in Tokyo, Boston, London, Berlin, Chicago and New York City. These events attract more runners than any other event, and quite often a new world record is set by one of the elite runners. Historically, a lot of the elite runners come from Kenya. Anyway, Berlin was my only major marathon so far, and actually it was my last marathon that year. But back to losing weight and running. I actually managed to gain a few kilos after my first 3 marathons. That was because after each run I was eating so much and training so little, my body decided to store some extra fat. So, will running burn belly fat or not? Yes, but you need to run in a specific way. First, if you want to lose weight, make a habit of running at least 3-4 times a week. If you run 4 times, then 3 of them you need to run 30 to 60 minutes each, and 1 of them has to be dedicated to a long run over 1 hour up to 2 hours. Moreover, you need to run slowly and easily. If you have a sports watch, stay in heart rate zone 2 for your long run and 2 out of 3 regular runs. On the last regular run, try to push your limits to zone 4 or even 5, or do intervals. That will work like a charm. If you don't have a sports watch, but I hope you do have one, an easy run means you can talk to someone while running. A run in zones 4-5 means you are reaching your limit. Everyone would be a runner if it was so easy. But it's not easy when it's hard. The first 2 lessons led me to my number 3, food prep. I'm not stating obvious here that you're supposed to eat healthy and avoid processed and junk food. That is the first thing one should do to lose weight. And that's the first thing you will hear from anyone about losing fat. What they don't tell you is how difficult it is to stop eating processed and junk food. But I learned a trick. I always have prepared food and a few fruits to choose from my fridge. That way I avoid eating something I will regret afterwards. Since I used to work as a chef in an Italian restaurant here in Norway, I will also share a few kitchen secrets for food prep. Firstly, use spices and sauces to make your food taste good. And I mean it. Play around and mix spices, or get already pre-mixed ones and see what you like the best. By sauces, I mean soy sauce, Worcestershire, that sauce, or a mix of balsamic vinegar and extra virgin olive oil. Not mayo-based junk from the supermarket. If you want to try a good and simple dressing, use 1 part of balsamic vinegar and 2 parts of extra virgin olive oil. Whatever spices you choose, you can always improve your game with MSG. The second secret is that if you want to store your hot food for long, you need to cool it down below 4 degrees Celsius in less than 2 hours. And then keep it in an airtight container. If I get enough comments on this video asking for more secrets and a few examples of the food that I cook for myself, I will make a separate video which will include a good old sous vide prep. In any case, as soon as you are done with your run, eat a healthy meal. Cream soup with veggies or salad with rice, veggies and whatever sort of protein you choose. Then go for the dessert, your favorite fruit. And whenever you feel like snacking on something, go ahead and eat a fruit. I always try to keep at least 3 different fruits or berries in my fridge, so I always have something to choose from. It won't be easy to say no to a chocolate bar, but remember the 21-90 rule. You will manage without extra sugar. By the way, you can still eat something that you like now and then. Just don't do it every day. It's like having a beer. It's okay on Friday night, but not cool on Monday morning. And you don't have to do it every Friday night, you know? My favorite snack is blue cheese. That's why I never buy too much of it. It just suddenly disappears from the fridge. Just like that, we had lesson number 4, which I learned after running 7 marathons as a fat runner. Good equipment is necessary if you are planning to take running seriously and finish a marathon. I will not get tired of saying how important it is to have fitted running shoes. But you will also need a sports watch. I personally use Garmin Enduro 2, which is an advanced model. I got it only after I knew I would not only continue running marathons, but also attempt to finish a full Ironman. By the way, stay tuned if you want to see my training and a few crazy things that I will do during it. Anyway, even a basic running Garmin will do the job. It's just that my Garmin is basically a personal computer on a wrist, and I love it a lot. Another thing that I got recently on sale is a heart rate monitor. Since I have to train in zone 2 a lot, I want to have more accurate and reliable measures than my watch. Partly because just the watch gives data with a few seconds delay, but the heart rate monitor together with the watch works momentarily. And I live in a mountain city, so I have a lot of uphill and I want to know when I need to slow down to avoid hitting the threshold. So, shoes, watch, heart rate monitor, what else? Lots of technical t-shirts. You know, your cotton one is not good for running. It will feel bad after it gets wet, and you will be sweating. Maybe a running belt or a camelback. Something for your water, running gels, phone and keys. By the way, if you think that it will be expensive, and it does get expensive, wait until you start skiing. Then you will start seeing that running is cheap. And again, I came to another lesson. You know, it's expensive to do any sport, right? But so is going out, eating out, traveling, and enjoying your life altogether. So lesson number 5 that I learned, make it your hobby. You have to enjoy running and appreciate every moment of it. I hated running before, but now I see how much better mentally I feel when I constantly run and train for another event. Suddenly, when it's your hobby, it's okay to spend this much money on the chair. So here is the tip, the extra tip I was talking about in the beginning of the video. On my normal runs, I try to take with myself a little bit of water and some running gels. For every run above 15k, I'm always bringing half a liter of water. For runs above 20k, I always bring gels. Runs below 15k, I don't take water, I don't take anything, I don't need it. But I noticed that if I don't feel myself enough during long runs, then I feel like I want to eat something. And I always think about food, what I'm gonna eat after the run. And that's a really bad thing because you're focused on food more than you're focused on your run. You want to just finish and go eat something. Today I ran a little bit over half a marathon, and most of the way I was thinking about food, but I didn't bring any water and I didn't bring any gels with myself. So I just wanted to push my limit and see how long I can last without refueling. And all I was thinking about it was food. When I came home, first thing, before taking a shower, I ate an apple and then I ate some sausage, apple, potato, and cucumber. You know, I was hungry, I was really hungry. So it is really important to fuel yourself before race and during race. Whenever I run a marathon, I always have gels and I always try to eat them during the race before I need them. I eat them, I fuel up before I actually need that fuel in my system. So that's a big thing to do. Remember to fuel yourself, remember to keep fuel in. By the way, shave your armpits, your chest, and the area between your legs. There's this thing called chafing. Basically, you're running for very long, doing the same movements, and creating a lot of friction. It can feel very uncomfortable after the run with the sores on your skin. To avoid it, you can shave most affected places. Another thing is that you can also use Vaseline or any other petroleum jelly. I've seen people running with bloody nipples to the finish line. I personally don't get this problem at all, and with shaving helps. I don't even use a razor, just a regular electric trimmer. And here comes Johnny. I'm in lesson number 6. It's okay to skip a training day. It's okay to walk during a marathon. Don't treat yourself like an elite runner if you're not one. I'm not. But I'm also not a toddler. And if I skip today one training day for whatever reason, I won't skip it the next week. It's totally understandable if you feel tired and overwhelmed physically. But if you feel tired mentally, a good run can actually improve your mood. Trust me on this one. I live in Norway and for half a year we don't have a lot of sunlight. Winters can be pretty harsh on anyone. There's a reason why I take way above the recommended dosage of vitamin D3 every winter. Pushing yourself outside the door and finishing the run is an achievement that can make you feel great. Another thing is during your marathon run, you might walk now and then. I tend to walk on drinking stations. That way I can rest a bit and it's easier to drink when you walk instead of when you run. Also on some crazy uphills when I run here in Bergen. Basically, last year I ran 3 marathons in Norway, Bergen, Tromsø and Oslo, and not a single one was flat. But I cannot complain about living in such a beautiful country. Anyway, no one expects you to run non-stop. Just keep moving forward. You can do it. I believe in you. Alba believes in you. And the last lesson, number 7, you deserve a rest after you finish the marathon or half a marathon. Whatever the distance you choose, it's fine to get yourself a nice treat. I love sushi after a marathon, and a few beers of course. And maybe the next day I will skip the 3K recovery run. But remember the lesson number 1. Don't make these small exceptions, a skipped run or a cake with mascarpone, your habit. Thank you for watching. The last thing I want to say is don't cut your happiness in half. Train for the full marathon, not for the half. The feeling that one gets after finishing the full distance. Ciao, cacao, and enjoy the meme of the day. And oh boy.